Feel like you dodged a bullet?
Yes, absolutely. There's no question. You really have to credit Lamar. They made a heck of a comeback. I think we had them down in the first half 19, and I thought we got sloppy, we relaxed. I thought defensively we got sloppy. We had some miscommunication, transition. I thought we allowed Lamar to penetrate, get too deep in the paint. They got too good of looks. And, they hit some unbelievable shots. When that bank shot went in towards the end of the game, you just want to throw your hands up in the air and say, what the heck here? But, we're fortunate we have a player like Keena Mays that you can put the ball in her hands and turn her loose. And, that's when great players shine, and Keena's at her best in those situations. It's not the first time she's done that. She had a probably a pretty average game up until then, and that's why she gets paid that scholarship.
You had 4 points in the first half, and you finished with 22. What happened in the second half? Did they change the way they defended you? Was it something coach said to you? Was it something you said to yourself? What happened?
I don't think they changed the way they were playing defense. I knew my shots weren't falling from the outside. I tried to get a few closer looks, tried to get to the basket a little more than rather than settling for the three. And kind of worked my way out from there.
But did you have a sense in your mind you needed to take this over?
I did. Once they started coming back, we kind of had a slow start in the second half, and I knew I just had to just put the team on my back and basically take over the game.
We what we did, we kind of tried to isolate her against their players, their post players that had 4 fouls. That's what we tried to do towards the end. We ran a couple different sets with their players that had 4 fouls where they either had to defend or back off, and they had their share of miscommunication at the end, which left her open for a couple shots. And then also I said, listen, if they switch on you, you have an opportunity to turn the corner against them. Take it, because they don't want to foul. And so it gave her some good looks, but that's the easy part. The hard part's knocking the shot down.
You've said after a couple of games this year that as good as Keena is, you'd rather not have to rely on her all the time to carry the scoring load. And in the first half, Gabby Wilkins had a pretty good half, and some other people were contributing. Are you disappointed that you had to sort of turn the ball back over to 23 and say go?
When did I say that?
You said that after a couple games this year.
That I don't want to have to rely on
Right.
23?
Right.
Did I say that? Well,
You've said you want more. You've said she's a great player, but you'd like to have more balance and
Yeah.
get contributions from a lot of people.
No, actually, you're right. I would like to have more balance, like you said with Gabby. Keena wasn't necessarily getting great looks the first half, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty at the end of the game, I want the ball in her hands as much as possible, whether it be in transition, whether it be in a half court setting. Just because she can create her shot so much, but she can also create shot for other players. So in reality, you want the balance throughout the game, but in crunch time, you want the ball in the hands of the player that's going to really make you go.
You mentioned in the second half, you said your team got a little bit sloppy defensively. Was that an energy effort thing, or were there X's and O's changes on the defensive end as well that Lamar was able to find some success against?
I just, we had such a great start, and sometimes that's the kiss of death, because when you have a good start like that, it's almost so predictable that your kids are going to relax. They start making fancy passes and sloppy passes, and they start passing across their body and trying to whip it down the floor and thread the needle and do things that maybe they wouldn't do if the game was closer. And Keena knows exactly what I'm talking about. And we did. We got sloppy. And the problem is it carried over to our defense, and that's the part that I'm not happy with more than anything. I'm not happy at all with our defense. I thought we took a step backwards with our defense. We gave up 79 points. We needed 82 points to beat this team today. You give up 79 points, you're not playing much defense.
You're in the final minute of the game. You got a 3-point lead, and Keena fouls out. What goes through your head?
I need it like an Alka-Seltzer or something. what went through my head is, God, I hope this game doesn't go into overtime. And because the reason too, you know, our flow was with the ball in Keena's hands. And you know, I think, I mean, Keena was hot, and we would have needed somebody else to step up at that point. But you just hope that, the other thing that went through my head is that I hope they don't fling one up and bank it in again. Because they hit some shots at the buzzer, and they hit some shots that I just, like I said, I threw my hands up. But, you know, I was just hoping that we played good defense, didn't give them a good look, but still somehow the girl got off the shot. I mean, it wasn't that far off.
The foul that ended your night, an offensive foul, I think you had a couple of them on the offensive end. Three. First of all, have you had 3 offensive fouls in a game before?
I don't think I've had 3 fouls in a game this year. I think I've had 1 or 2.
What did you think of the one that you ended up fouling out on? Because you didn't look like you disagreed with the call. You didn't seem to say anything to the official. You weren't jumping up and down. Did you agree with the call? Was it an offensive foul?
I'm not sure. Me and Rhonda said we were going to go back and look at it. I was just pretty disappointed because obviously I want to be in the game at the end of the game. And like Rhonda said, I was hoping it didn't go into overtime.
You know, I told her she's kind of leading with that shoulder a little bit, and I kind of caught the tail end of it because I was a little bit blocked out. But some of my experts say it was a pretty good call. So, but you know, I don't like where she got the ball. That part I didn't like. The set we had set was not, you know, I didn't want her to get the ball in the corner. And then at that point, you got to be careful up the sideline there. So I mean, I really thought Lamar played it well. You know, I think at that point, I thought maybe they would have fouled, and they didn't. And maybe Keena was expecting the foul. And sometimes when players expect fouls, they get a little sloppy with the ball because they think they're gonna. And not that she got sloppy in that situation, but I think if she didn't think they were going to foul, maybe she would have used her backup dribble instead of trying to go up the sideline and allow herself to maybe be trapped there. And that's a lesson learned. That's a good lesson learned for all of us, that in that situation that we got to keep the ball off the sideline and not allow. We got to have her body under control. I think, you know, it was tough because her momentum was taking her, and there's no way. I mean, you kind of put herself in position to either take the charge or be trapped there.
You're heading to this tournament in the Bahamas. Any chance there was some looking ahead to the trip?
Oh God, I hope not. I hope not, because every game is crucial. And as you know, we come into this game undefeated. So a team like Lamar has nothing to lose. They come in and say, you know, hey, if we can get one on the road, this would be a great win. And to me now, every game gets tougher and tougher, and especially in the Bahamas. You look at you know, the team we're playing and the teams we can potentially be matched up with. We cannot even come close to playing the type of defense that we played today, or we will get our butts whipped.
When you talk about the sharpness and the focus or the sloppiness that you saw in the second half, you are going to a distracting environment. What's the key to making sure you have a sharper, more focused performance against Kansas State in the first round of this tournament?
Well, everybody has that distraction, so you know, I think they'll be focused. I don't really worry about the lack of focus. My concern is getting better on what we didn't do well today, and improving our defensive effort, improving you know, staying in front of players, keeping them out of paint, communication, not making sloppy passes, those types of things that we did today that allowed Lamar to come back.
Good luck down there.
Thank you.